Welcome to our channel. This channel deals with the fire goal of 5 million for our family, and we're about a year and a half away from it.
So the market's been on fire for the past few months. Um, so this month has been a gain of $72,000. The market gains have been pretty tremendous, even including those tariff bumps, decreases at the beginning or the first quarter of the year. Has been surpassing that and pretty gradually and to the right. So awesome. Let's hope that it continues. And this is the breakdown. So the house is pretty static, I would say, quite surprising. Not seeing an increase in the summer months, and we are expecting this number to actually decrease in the winter months, same as every year. It's gonna be interesting. I really hope real estate is still a driving factor. And the rest, taxable and retirement accounts, they're pretty much, the retirements are pretty much standard total market VTA funds. Taxable do have a bit of individual stocks. Some have been performing well, some have not, but overall, bringing our net worth to just over 5 million US. So we've done a lot of traveling in August. Basically, we took about 5 weeks worth of vacations. Most of them have been prepaid throughout the year, but this is the tail end of the travel expenses. So that's why it's a bit high, as well as restaurant a lot higher than our normal, and food is lower, just due to not being able to cook in some locations, etc. And let's drill into the breakdown. So travel. This is entertainment during travel, visiting museum, castles, etc., as well as Uber rides and whatever is needed to get around while on vacation. That's why restaurants a bit high. We do tend to eat out a bit more, but we chose some of the locations we traveled were a bit cheaper. Some are more expensive, so this is a good average. I would say compared to the US, food is surprisingly cheap even in the most expensive cities in the world. For example, Paris, which one was one of our travel locations, still pretty cheap to be there compared to a mainstay US city like San Francisco and Boston, which are a lot more expensive than Paris, which we were surprised by, but pleasantly surprised. Certainly opens up more travel destinations options. And shopping, again, we're on vacation, we buy a bit more stuff than we normally do. Um, but yeah, that's expected to go down as we begin the school year. And the rest of the expenses. So, home, that's, I think it was a doorknob I needed to replace that broke off. Food, since we traveled a bit more this month, this is grocery shopping. Even when we're on vacation, like, you buy stuff at the grocery store in the mornings for breakfast, etc. Health, just some out-of-pocket expensive to do with insurance while traveling. That's why utilities is super cheap as well. We were not home basically for a month. And I would say childcare is the one that's not surprising, just like expected, sort of like paying deposits for the school year, signing up for classes, etc. And phone, we went with an international plan, so that was more expensive than the US, obviously, but still super cheap to keep our phone numbers and be connected. And this was for 5 devices, so super cheap and affordable, which brought our total expensive to 8,000. Super cheap for us for normal months, but even more cheap comparing that we were traveling for the entire month. Um, Yay, I would say that the rest of the world is a lot cheaper. Um, Makes our fire plans of traveling internationally for long durations even more affordable than we expected.
So, a little bit about us. We are two W2 parents with 3 kids, ages from 9 till 13, and we live in a high cost of living area. Our debt is zero It's been that way for a few years. It took us about a decade to get to that. So we're pretty adamant on keeping it at 0. We'll see how that progresses. So some final thoughts for this video. Time in the market always beats time in the market. It's a lesson we learn ourselves. It's a lesson, if you take one thing from this video, just take this. And thank you for watching.